Good afternoon, everybody. Chris McDonald, Mac Files number 14 on a Monday, September the 26th, 2016. And yeah, it's tonight, folks. It's on. Trump Clinton, round one. First debate of the 2016 campaign. Couldn't have thought of any more appropriate music than Rocky, huh? Absolutely. Gonna be a hoedown in the showdown. Hofstra University up in upstate New York tonight. Going to be a great debate, and going to be real interesting to see how all this turns out, and looking forward to the discussion or food fight, whichever one comes. Could be either one, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. I guess that remains to be seen, but we got a few thoughts on that today. I want to talk just a little bit about the Colin Kaepernick protest and the continued disrespect of our nation's national anthem. Going to make this real quick today because we're going to try to get online late tonight and do a second one post-debate as this one's coming out in the afternoon pre-debate. And again, this is going to be an interesting next few hours as we are roughly around 3 hours away Eastern Time, 9 o'clock tonight when it starts. It'll be on all three networks. Fox News will be covering it, PBS, and CNN. Hope everybody's having a great Monday, and it's been a beautiful day down here in the South, and get back to the hills tomorrow into next week, and where fall is awaiting us, looks like. Got some beautiful weather coming up, 70s, lows in the 50s and 40s toward the end of the week. That's my kind of weather, fall weather, and just excited about that. And we're excited you're with us on this edition of the Mac Files. And again, we're going to be talking about a few things tonight as Hillary and Donald get ready to go at it one-on-one, and we'll see which one of them flies and which one of them lays an egg. Both of them may lay an egg for all we know. But again, it's so good to see you today. Want to get right at this. As you know, tonight is the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. A lot of issues that we'll probably be discussing will be both the candidate's demeanor. The moderator tonight is Lester Holt. He's already under controversy today. Not so much what he's done, just some of the things the Clinton camp came out with late this afternoon, trying to force him to quote-unquote fact-check Donald Trump. Funniest line of the year was when one of Clinton's spokespeople said that Donald Trump has a history of saying things that aren't true, as if your candidate does not have a history of saying things that is not true. I mean, really. I mean, good grief. But Hillary is already acting like an elitist, pompous, you-know-what, trying to get the debate rigged so she don't have to do her job tonight, and that's talk to the American people and be held accountable for some things that she needs to be held accountable for. I want to mention just a couple of quick things before we get into the debate discussion. And again, this is not going to be a long Mac Files this afternoon because we want to really get more into the debate after this. This is just some things leading up to it. But there have been two shootings over the weekend that are of note. One out in Washington State in a gun-free zone of all things, north of Seattle. A 25-year-old man took a gun, killed 5 people at a Washington State shopping mall near Burlington. That is about a half hour, maybe an hour north of Seattle. And late this afternoon, word started coming out, trickling out, that they had found blogs on his website and on his computer that show that he could have had a tie to ISIS. Now, again, our State Department has a hard time saying it's Islamic terror, but folks, it's Islamic terror. I mean, this is another terrorist attack on our soil, and 5 more people have had to die because we just cannot address this terror issue. And it's just a terrible thing to see our country degenerate in such a mess and nobody really have a clue as to how to deal with it. And it's tragic. It really is in many ways. But anyway, Trump versus Clinton tonight. Hopefully we'll discuss the terror issue and what each candidate plans to do about it. Clinton has basically said she's going to do the same old that we've been dealing with for 8 years. Donald Trump has basically said he's going to take a more aggressive approach. And what that means, nobody really knows. And to be honest with you, I don't think either of these candidates know for sure what they will do when they get in office. And the media can foam at the mouth and say, well, we've got to have specifics from Trump, and he needs to tell us specifics. Well, she's not giving us any specifics, folks. All she said is basically she's going to carry on the Obama doctrine of trying to get our allies overseas to fight this thing, to keep ISIS at bay, but she does not say we have to destroy him. And Trump basically said we're going to wipe him off the face of the earth. He was in Knoxville back, I'd say, about a year ago now. In November, I had the pleasure of being really close to the stage, listening to him. And, he said we're going to bomb the blank out of him. It rhymes with chit. And people, in the left-wing media went all crazy about it. And he's just not presidential saying that. Honey, I want my president to say that we're going to bomb the shit out of them. And you can bleep that out any way you want to. We need to do that. And I'm going to be honest with you, if we don't take a more tougher approach to terror, folks, our nation is going to be attacked, and attacked bad. And this is going to be an issue in the campaign. But people are so oohed and awed by Hillary that they don't even think that, she's going to carry on this same doctrine that her and Obama have for 8 years. And even going back further than that, because, during even the time of the 90s, Clinton, her husband, Bill Clinton, did not have a very aggressive foreign policy when it come to attacking our enemies. And I'm not blaming anybody for 9/11. He had bin Laden in his sights, and it's just a Democratic playbook. They want to turn everything into a law enforcement issue and a legal justice system here in America. Folks, there are some enemies out there we cannot address through a law enforcement issue. We have got to, go to a very strict military response, and what that looks like. I mean, again, nobody really has the full answer to that. I don't have a full answer for that, but it does have to be tougher than what it's been. Calling ISIS the JB team is not tough, and just telling everybody that we're going to contain them is not enough. We have got to take some serious measures to wipe this group of terrorists out. The sad part about this, and this is really where neither Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump have any control over this one thing here. The world that we know it is so dangerous right now. It's not just ISIS, folks. This is a cancer. Islam and the religion of Islam and the violent nature of this religion is like a cancer that has spread over the earth. And you may kill 100 cells of that cancer, but that cancer is still in the earth. And as long as that cancer is in the earth, these cells are going to reproduce and reprocreate. And while it may not be ISIS tomorrow, it could be somebody else. So that's the horrible truth of this fight that we're under. But we need to have a president that has leadership skills that can garner the nation and galvanize the nation to realize this is a serious threat. And in my book, that's Donald J. Trump. That's Donald J. Trump. And I wish him the best tonight in this debate. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Hillary trying to already get it in the head of Lester Holt that he needs to fact check Donald Trump. And that is the biggest joke in the world. I don't have the quote here handy, but she wanted to make sure through her surrogates today that Donald Trump is not allowed to say things that aren't true. And Hillary's asking to fact check somebody to make sure they're not saying something that is not true. It's like the Pope getting up and wanting to make sure that everybody in the room he speaks to is Catholic. I mean, it's just nutty. And excuse me for raising my voice, but it's just stupid. And again, it's the biggest hypocrisy in the world, but that's Hillary Clinton. It's not that I'm going to go in and talk to the American people straight up tonight. We're going to deal with the issues. But her surrogates all day today have not talked about that. All they're talking about is we got to watch Donald Trump tonight. We got to make sure he don't lie. We got to make sure he don't say things that are untruthful. And I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I need a double face palm. I mean, that's what you do when people say stupid stuff. And that's stupid. You got the biggest liar in the history of politics going up against a businessman tonight. And I mean, come on, give me a break. Both of them are probably guilty of saying things that aren't true, but she's more guilty than him. I mean, she has just been lying on everything from these emails to Benghazi and even her health. She can't even tell a simple truth 2 weeks ago at 9/11 about her health issues. And then, they want to say, well, we need to watch Trump. We're going to watch him tonight, all right. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a huge debate. And, a lot of the pundits on television are already saying if, however this debate goes tonight could determine the election. I don't think that's true. I think most people watching this tonight have already made up their mind. There's probably a sliver of people that have not, and it may sway a few here or there. But this debate in general tonight is going to be a way to show the American public, I think, more than anything else, that Donald Trump is ready to be president of this country. And as long as he will keep his cool and not take her bait, because that's all she's going to try to do is make him try to look bad tonight and say things to get under his skin, see if he can slip up and say something that the media can grab onto, and her surrogates in the left-wing media can grab a hold to and say, I told you this guy was unfit, I told you this guy was unstable. And if he can stay cool tonight and just be himself and let her run her trap and lie more, and then people go out and say, wait a minute, that ain't true, Donald Trump wins this debate, hands down. Now, if he gets in there and he wants to start throwing food and start getting into a food fight with her, I think she wins that, because Hillary is good at food fights, because she's going to walk out as the victim. And that's when she gets her greatest sympathy, which is hypocritical, but that's when she gets it, is when she unfortunately gets people to feel sorry for her. And that is just the facts, and that's what I think we're looking at tonight. But I hope he does confront her about Benghazi. I hope he confronts her about the emails. I hope he confronts her about her path of corruption, this Clinton Foundation, this pay-for-play scheme. He needs to confront her about those things. And she's going to try to hang on to Trump University, the scandals with that, the Donald Trump business history about his bankruptcies, and maybe his wife's situation. But I think Clinton loses. If she tries to get into a character assassination with him tonight, she's got a lot of character issues too. And if she wants to get in that ditch and throw that kind of mud, you have at it, because I think there's plenty of mud to throw back at her. And I just don't think that's what she wants to do. But anyway, that's going to be coming up again, say around 9 o'clock tonight. And I'm looking forward to this. And as I said, it's going to be a tremendous debate. And we are excited to see this. I wanted to talk about something else that has happened today. And I'm trying to find my pictures. I'm sorry, I'm going through. There we go. I want you to look at this picture right here. I'm about to finish this up real quickly today. Do you see this picture right here on my screen? That is a football team in Washington State. That these are 11 and 12-year-olds that they were not doing this during prayer meeting. They were doing this during the play-in of our national anthem over the weekend. And this is why you jackass NFL players who are sitting down on your sorry carcasses during our national anthem in disrespect, complete disrespect. This is why it's bad. It's not that you're just doing that to prove a point, but what you're doing is setting an example for these kids. And these kids, unfortunately, are following you. Bleacher Report, and I've got that app on my phone. It's a great app. It's a good sports app, but they are flat wrong when they call these 11 and 12-year-olds brave. These are not brave 11 and 12-year-olds. These are cowards. And I feel sorry for their coaches. I feel sorry for their parents. I look at this as a direct slap at the fact that these parents should not have allowed this to happen. These coaches should not have allowed this to happen, but they did. And it's disrespectful, and it slaps in the face of our nation. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out today. But I want to talk about this more tomorrow and this week, and we're going to talk about the disparity between the issues that are happening right now in the law enforcement community, and also, the matters that are being basically promulgated as being the reasons why these people are doing what they're doing, and the real facts on the ground. Because, folks, the real facts on the ground and what they're protesting do not match up. Everything that has been done over the last 18 months as a slap at the law enforcement community are narratives based on lies. And I'm going to get into that this week. And I will just say this. More white people are shot dead by cops every year. Figure came out today, 2015 figures from the FBI came out. Nearly 50% of all police shootings in this country where people died were white people. Only 26% were blacks. If that's systematically hunting down blacks, then Mr. Kaepernick, you've got every right to do whatever you want to do in your sorry self-protest. But what you're doing, these youngins are seeing you do that, and they think it's right, and it's not right. It's not right. And our country and these football teams and the NFL, your coach and your owner should be ashamed of themselves for allowing you to do it on their dime. But if that's how they want to play it, San Francisco 49ers, have at it. Have at it. Disgrace yourself, because that's what you're doing. And I'll have more on that this week. But anyway, I'm going to call this a quick day for the Mac Files tonight. And again, I hope that everyone has a great evening. I'm going to play some Rocky music coming out here. And again, I hope tonight we see a good debate. I do. I hope we have some issues. And it's on, baby. Trump and Clinton, round one. We'll see you later tonight on the Mac Files. God bless America. Godspeed. Be safe, everybody. Be safe. We love you. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Good night.